go.
Yes, good afternoon, Professor. This is Group 8. Our group consists of three members, including myself, Comfort, and Hamid. We are going to be discussing the 9 rows, the Belbin's 9 rows, as we had seen in the weekly discussion activity. So, what is it really, right? Meredith's Belbin framework identifies 9 distinguished behaviors, right? As you see on our screen, that circle with the segment, we have 3 sections, and the 3 sections and the 3 categories, I must say. That is, the 9 is divided in 3 categories. The first one is action or action oriented. The second one is thinking oriented, and social, which is social oriented. So, guys, as we discussed earlier, the action-oriented role is one of those leadership traits that these persons tend to be, as Shaper described, is very dynamic. It's a dynamic driver who pushes the team towards goals. So they are very goal-driven. All right, they thrive best under pressure. As we were discussing, Comfort and Hamid, these people tend to be very they're at their best when they're under pressure. But what we realize sometimes is that it can become very argumentative, and persons may not see that these persons are one that they would like to be led under, right? The next one is the implementer, right? These are more on the practical side. These guys love to be organized, who turns ideas into action. As we were making reference to myself being one of those guys who like to organize and keep things in order. However, we may get some amount of resistance, because being that type of person, be very disciplined, but because of that approach, we may be get some amount of resistance. And as we were mentioned earlier, the completer, the finisher, as you said, Comfort, that's you. Where these persons tend to be perfectionists, meticulous in their actions, who always ensure that quality is upheld and we meet our deadlines. But the drawback to this, these persons tend to be risk-worrying people that try to avoid delegation because they want to ensure that it is done according to their standard. And as we were saying, Hamid, the thinking-oriented roles, you were more in line with that?
Yeah, based on what we discussed earlier today about the thinking roles, we said that these roles are the team strategic engine. They provide like the critical analysis and creative, that deep knowledge that prevents, and also they provide deep knowledge that prevents team members or people, or prevents like anybody from making like a rush or poorly conceived decisions. And under the thinking rules, which we have the plan, the monitor, evaluator, and the specialist. So the plans, we spoke about the plan, which we said it is the team's creative genius. The plans are like innovative, free thinking, and brilliant in solving complex problems in any unconventional ways.
Right, and on the other hand, Hamid, in addition to that, we also looked at social, right? So
I resonated more with the social oriented, as when we're discussing, one role talks about being a coordinator. Being a coordinator makes you somewhat a natural leader who likes to clarify goals and delegate effectively. But sometimes we may seem to be manipulative or maybe hands-off, but then again, it's okay. We also are team workers. We like to foster cohesion and diplomacy in the team. Maybe indecisive in tough moments, but then we always want harmony in the team. And we are also resource investigator. We like to explore other opportunities as well.
Yes, and remember as well that after we discussed that, we went ahead and we found among ourselves the top 3 rows in our group. And the top three rows that we came up with was, the first one was Shaper.
Yeah.
The second one was team worker, and the third
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
was the implementer. And I was
Yeah.
expressing that the shaper persons are persons who are very energetic. They tend to be those persons that are great at overcoming all obstacles that they may encounter, moving with a team forward. But however, one of their challenges that being that type of person may come out very confrontational and being impatient, right? Right. And the team worker,
Yeah.
yes.
Based on what we are doing now is like a teamwork. So based on what we discussed like today, we said this team worker is like the greatest motivational skills, and this is like that's the ability to prevent and resolve conflict. It's also like the song hero in a group, and
Yeah.
it's like a glue that provide essential social cohesion among team members.
Right. And there also a weakness to that, because what happens is it may be difficult to avoid decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as a result of that,
Yeah.
that's one of the weaknesses of that. But as you were explaining, Comfort, about implementer.
We
that they are-
implementers, yeah, we are like organized. We are very dependable. We're skilled at converting our ideas into like concrete ideas. But as you know, to every good side, there's a bad side, which
Yeah.
is we not liking change. We may resist change or new approaches to new plans. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and then we went ahead and we also looked at, what would be the top 3 motivational skills that we have among ourselves in our group. And we came up with 3, and the 3 we're going to discuss very quickly. The first one that we looked at was goal clarity and direction, and that falls under shaper role. And the second one was the emotional support and group cohesion among ourselves as team worker,
Yeah.
which fits your character, Amid. And the first one, and the third one was reliability and execution confidence from the implementer role. And I can discuss quickly from the making reference to chapter 11, a weekly discussion. As shaper, we help the team stay focused on objectives, which pushes toward results. This aligns with coaching, right? So we do a lot of coaching, understand and commitment to goals and clear. And likewise, for emotional support, as Amid was discussing, and cohesion. You were saying, and that was make reference to chapter 12.
Yeah, Amid was
discussing
talking
that.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I spoke about we spoke about that.
Yeah,
Right.
it being an emotional support and group where I think he linked it to situation and team climate in chapter 12,
Yes.
I think, where
Yes.
he was talking about, is it role enhancing, like the
Yes.
team worker is like a role enhancer
Yes.
to emotional climate in the team or something, promoting trust, reducing conflict and adapting to interactions to group needs and all of that. And I
Right.
think I also spoke
And also
about
like maintaining harmony and
reliability.
among the group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that reliability and execution confidence, we saw that explained in chapter 12.
Yeah.
As
right?
well, yeah, to the contingency approaches and task structure, where we spoke about it being like it supports effective execution in task-oriented context by ensuring plans are plans are implemented.
Methodical. Methodical. Yeah, methodical and implemented.
Methodical and implemented, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're dependable and performance builds trust and motivation, basically. Yeah.
Yes, man. So in a nutshell, which is pretty much what we had discussed as a team, and each of us saw our various leadership traits in this discussion. Comfort being the implementer,
Yes, I.
Amid being a team worker, and I'm the one who is more on the stern and from like the shaper role, as explained. So this is our discussion, Professor, and I hope you find it very constructive. And we're looking forward to hear more from you as we discuss.
So
thank you, Professor.
And we appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Professor.